Hi there, this is Stephanie, Social Media Coordinator for YLTSIG, and today I'm here with Jen Dobson, who is an educational consultant, teacher trainer, both face-to-face and online, as well as an author for early years and primary materials. Hi Jen, and welcome. So pleased to have you with us today.
Hi Stephanie, thank you for having me.
So if you've been following our series, our IATEFL YLT series, we've had a number of people from all over the world. We've chatted with them on remote emergency teaching, and we want your 2 cents worth of advice and tips that you could share with us, among teachers all over the world. So what's your take on this area?
I think we all need to be aware of the safety issues involved.
Yeah, and what kind of safety issues have been, do you think there has been any training involved?
Unfortunately, I don't think there has been much training as far as I know. There's a problem. One of the problems is the platforms, because the platforms were designed for adults, for video conferencing and for businesses. So consequently, we need to be very aware of the advanced settings and make sure we adjust those to get the maximum safety and things possible. And
Speaking of platforms, what can you say about them in such a way, that can be helpful for teachers who'd like to use them?
Well, I think one thing is, as I said before, is adjusting the settings and knowing what to look out for. When we're protecting the young learners, what we're really protecting them from is like 3 things online. Is we're protecting against inappropriate content, inappropriate contact, and inappropriate conduct. So those are the 3 things that we'd be looking for. So I think what we need to look is how could we prevent this in the online situation?
Mm-hmm. I know that together with a group of people, you have worked on this resource called the Playbook for Emergency Remote Teaching. What can you tell us about that?
Okay, well, the playbook, which you probably know, was a teacher initiated. It's free, and it was a response because of it was a rapid response to the emergency situation that occurred. And the people involved were Claire Venables, Rosemary Bard, James Taylor, and they worked really hard and really quickly to get this publication out to help people. And then there was this lovely design by Eduardo de Freitas, which is, very.
And you contributed, if I'm not mistaken, you contributed on the area of safeguarding, haven't you?
Yeah, well, we as they were developing this, you know how people sort of get together and chatted, and I was very lucky that they were felt very strongly also, as I do, about the safeguarding issue. So what I did is they allowed me to make a contribution to that section. What I've tried to do is to make it accessible as possible to teachers and practical. So to help them, like working with the families to try and explain a little bit what's happening. So what I've tried to do is try to compare it to a face-to-face situation. So for example, in a face-to-face situation, we try to make our space safe. So consequently, we need to make the room safe. If it's a video conference room, like we mentioned before, with changing the settings. So for example, we don't share the link to the room. We would put the children in waiting rooms so that then the point is you would never leave the children unsupervised in a classroom. So don't put them in a situation in an online where they would be unsupervised. To protect them from, for example, from also like file sharing, you disable file sharing so that if another child wanted to put some inappropriate content, then you would avoid that. I would avoid breakout rooms because something could happen in the breakout rooms if you can't supervise them as to what's happening, to avoid any potential bullying. And sort of also like close the room, lock the room on entry to prevent any contact of anyone coming in. Also, for example, you wouldn't share personal information of a child, and you wouldn't let them take photos with their mobile phones, would you, in class? So you need to sort of work together with parents and make sure that there's no screenshots of the children. There's no video recordings of the children online, because that could be potentially problematical and used, or for you know, there could be bullying purpose, etc. And also the environment. For example, I would try to suggest work with the parents that they have like a fairly neutral environment behind them, that people dress professionally and appropriate, and the children as well. We won't want to see children in their bedrooms, in their pajamas, for example, despite the heat. You know, and also as neutral a background as possible, because we might have information here that might disclose where we live, for example, who are our brothers and sisters. So we need to be careful what is in the background. It's common sense, really, but sometimes, so it's a few guidelines for parents to, and for teachers, hopefully, to help them not have to wade through lots of information, but some simple guidelines, which I think we're also going to have an article in the Young Learners and Teenagers SIG magazine, which is, I think that might be, which is the worldwide, the Teaching English of Young Learners and Teenagers worldwide. So there's an article about that, which I hope will also be of use.
Thanks so much, Jen. Thank you for your advice and for your valuable contribution. Thank you. And thank you to the viewers for watching once again our interviews. Thank you and bye-bye.
Bye.